Plaintiff Christine Kivel and her boyfriend John Bonnell say Christine met the defendant through his brother, and they claim he's a liar who took advantage of them and even threatened them. John says he gave the defendant several loans, but he has yet to be repaid, so they're suing. Defendant Rob Graves says Christine and John live in a drug den that was raided by the police, and he has proof. Rob admits that he and the plaintiffs abused OxyContin together, but he is now clean and sober, and he's countersuing for defamation.
Start with you all.
Your Honor, we first met Mr. Graves through my girlfriend. She used to live with his brother, or nearby his brother. And just a warning, this guy's gonna lie to you just like he's been lying to us.
Did you believe him?
At the moment, he made it believable.
Okay. I'll see how good he is today.
Not only did he take advantage of us because he thought we're young, naive, and just easy targets, but also he's gone as far as to make threats. Like, I better watch myself, and he told a friend that I was gonna disappear.
Your Honor, that's not true.
Did you believe it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not so much, but.
Your Honor, that's not true.
All right.
I told him when this dropped, I'd take care of him. That's what I said to him.
Go ahead, sir.
This guy is just a fraud.
Where did these conflicts come from?
The threats?
Yeah, and all the other conflicts that you mentioned.
Well, he made threats on the phone and...
All the lies, all that. What happened? What caused all this? He just walked up to you? What happened, sir?
Well, he just
all right,
just
let me
claimed
hear from
to have...
He doesn't know why you all have problems, but he doesn't know why he's being threatened by you. He doesn't understand. So would you provide some clarity?
Your Honor, their house is a drug den. It's been raided for drugs. Here's an article that tells about that.
Let me see it.
We all used to abuse OxyContin at one time. I quit in August. I still haven't taken any.
Where does your conflict come from? I'll ask
When they run out of Oxy, that's when they start drinking. They get in big fights. She ends up at my house. He'll come and get her. At one time, I borrowed $1,100 altogether from him.
Okay, those are the loans. But he says you were threatening him. Were you threatening him prior to borrowing money?
No. Well, after, when I went to San Diego.
Prior to borrowing money, did you all have any problems?
No.
All right, good enough. Sir, let's get to the loans. Why are you suing him for the loans?
Well, he owes me money for money I lent to him from mid-June to early September to help pay for his prescriptions.
All right. And you say that amount is what?
He owes me $263 for medication I bought for him, $50 for gas I lent to him, gas money, $84 for a supposed court fee that he had to pay for.
What's the total amount?
$1,427.
Is that true, sir?
I only come up with $1,100, but...
All right. And what about the breach of contract? What contract are you suing regarding?
August 2nd of 2011, Mr. Graves signed a contract for a 1-year lease agreement, which would start September 1st, 2011. Throughout the whole month of September, he was telling me that he had every intention of moving in, and it wasn't until the end of September which he said he was not moving in anymore. I did find roommates to recover the money for the rest of the contract starting in November, but I'm asking for September and October's rent.
All right.
Which is $600 per month.
Sir?
I did sign the lease.
Mm-hmm.
I did not sign a lease to move into a drug house. The house was drug raided after I
moved in, or after
I signed the lease. And
so that's why you didn't move in?
Yes, sir. My nephews are a big part of my life. My brother told me I couldn't have my nephews at the house.
Was the house raided for drugs?
It was, and that was for one of my last tenants.
Yeah, well, that's a legitimate defense to not moving in. The defamation is for what? $2,000? What did she do or he do to defame your character?
It was him, not her.
What happened?
While I was in San Diego, he told everybody that when I flew out, he is when he fell apart. He said that I left, nobody knew where I was. Everybody knew that I was in San Diego and that I was going to be back. I told Christine on the phone I'd be back Friday or Saturday morning. My plane landed in Minneapolis at 1:30.
Anything else?
he told him that I was a thief, I was a liar.
That's what I
It got to he told, I don't know how many people all of this. It got back to my wife, which we're in the middle of a divorce.
Okay.
She found out about a CD that I
She
had.
already knew you were a thief or whatever. If you all had been married, your wife knows more about you than anyone.
You would think.
So what evidence do you have that he told folks this?
I have a letter from my roommate and a letter from a guy that I'm a PCA for, personal care assistant. Now,
What do they say?
it just says everything that, what John tried to do was make me look as bad as possible to everybody,
did they say
including
you
telling
did?
her that I said she was a fat, lazy pig. They didn't just hurt her, they ripped her heart out.
That's not true. Your
What
Honor.
else?
Well, here's a letter from her stating what they told her.
Oh, they told her that you told them
Yes.
that she was a fat pig.
And it goes on and on. There's a lot more to it in this letter. There's some text messages from Mike, which is the guy I take care of,
Saying what?
and a friend of theirs, just saying that
Let's see that.
that I
The
involved
text
him and
message.
said he was stealing paychecks from me. And
Sir, did you tell anyone he was stealing paychecks?
He told us that Mike, this friend that he's living with, was stealing his paychecks and cashing them in
Plaintiff
another
2,
state.
this is you speaking. Rob told us that you have been changing his address and stealing his paychecks and cashing them in Minnesota. He told you that?
That's what Rob told us.
no, I did not tell him that. I told him that Mike is one of the ones that probably had access to it, because he changed my address and then my check
That's
went.
an inference. It's nothing personal. I never said, this is you again, I never said you are a bad person, but Rob said things that make you sound really bad. Basically, that you rob people, including him,
He's crippled.
multiple times. That's what you said, sir.
All I did was repeat the things he told me.
He told you he robbed people?
He told me that Mike robbed people.
Oh, come on. He can't even get out of the house. Was he going to hold a gun to your head?
What do you mean he can't get out of the house?
He can't get around very well. I have to help him everywhere he goes.
Okay.
The only thing I said were things that Rob spoke to us.
That's
I
not
just
true.
repeated that. And I also said that he owes us a lot of money and he's just not good on his word. And just a warning, this guy's gonna lie to you just like he's been lying to us.
Did you believe him?
At the moment, he made it believable.
Okay. I'll see how good he is today.
Plaintiffs Christine Kivel and her boyfriend John Bunnell are suing their former friend, who claims Christine and John live in a drug den that was raided by the police.
Sir, I'm not convinced on the defamation. How did it hurt your reputation? People
Everybody
have to
thinks I'm a
believe it.
liar. And everything I say, they even go
You've
around
never
to
lied?
the bars.
You've never lied?
I never said I haven't lied. But
Okay. Well,
I
then
never
if
said
you
the
never
stuff that
said
they
you
said.
haven't lied, that answer is yes. And
Sure.
if the answer is yes, that means it's true.
No,
And
no,
the
what they
number-
said is not true, sir.
You said lie. I asked you if you ever lied. You gave me a smart remark.
I didn't
and so
mean that.
I out-talked you, and you out-talked yourself, which is a smart remark.
good at that.
Saying that in essence that you do lie, and the number one defense to defamation is truth.
What he
and if
told
you
everybody
lie,
is not
that
true.
means it's true. You got me? All right?
It's just
so
not true
I'll
what he
grant
said.
you your long. What's that?
It's just what he told them is not true.
All right, but I ask you.
I know. I'm sorry.
You interrupted me again. Gotcha. You certainly not getting the judgment.
I know.
With regard to your claim, ma'am, he had a right to move out. Secondly, with regard to the loans, he agrees that he owes. I'll grant you $14.27 for the loans. Have a good day. That's your judgment.
That's not true at all. You know that. You're just making up BS because you got nothing
grow up.
else. Oh, I am much more than you.
What was in the garage when the police raided the place, John?
Nothing, because they would have found something if
Just because they got dumb dogs in River Falls, sorry.